Hi everybody, this is how to do a 2x2 rib. It looks like this, or this. They're both the same number of pegs, same yarn. This is just a longer 2x2, and this is shorter. This is about 3 inches, this is about 2. The benefits is it shrinks your opening. This whole thing is knit on a 24 peg loom, so there's no difference in the number of pegs. For this part, same yarn, same loom as it is for this part. What this does, it creates a stretchiness. Okay, I will show you how to do that. I'm going to use 2 colors. Well, first of all, you have to mark your loom to make it the easiest. And the 2x2 is what they call a 4 peg repeat. So I marked here with a rubber band, my 2 knit purl, 2 knit, marked it, 2 purl, 2 knit, 2 purl, 2 knit. This is a 12 peg loom, so it works out perfectly. 2, 2, 2, 2, all the way around. But if you were to have a 31 peg loom, you can still do it. I start out the same. I mark 2, skip 2, mark 2, all the way around until I get back here to the beginning. And here's my 2, 2 knit, 2 purl. I've only got 1 knit. That's okay. Just leave it 1 knit, and then you start over again with 2 purl. It'll barely be visible on your finished product. And then there's another way you can do this. This one is 26 pegs. So here I'll show you. I've marked 2 knit, purl, and if I were to mark knit, purl, I would have 4 purls together. Not ideal. What you can do though is knit. I'm just going to mark this. Purl 1, knit 1, and we start over, purl 2. It's not going to be very visible either. So just make sure you mark your loom out ahead of time so you know these last few pegs on any of the looms. Make sure that they work out so you have a knit stitch before your first purls. I have a knit stitch before my first purl. Knit before the purl. Okay. Now I will show you. So I have cast on here with the blue. Now I'm going to do okay, I've started the purl again. Okay, for the 2 stitches, I've just done 2 knit stitches. My pegs are marked for purl. You can use markers, permanent markers. You could use, but you have to reuse fingernail polish remover to get them off. Or these are wet erase markers, which means all I have to do is get it wet and it comes, well, this one's must be a permanent marker. Oh, there it goes. I'm just going to mark it again. Before using markers, I would suggest you marking something on the back and making sure it comes off to your satisfaction. So here I go. I have to purl 2 stitches. My working yarn, my old yarn. I take my hook, go under the old, over the working, and pull it up. You can see how the old and the new yarn is behind it, and then I take all of it off, put this one back on, the big loop and pull it tight. Old yarn, new yarn. Under the old, over the new, and stay in the groove. Pull it up, take it off. Okay, if your pegs pop off, there's an easy fix. Just take a piece of scrap yarn. And it doesn't have to be very big. That's all I'm going to use. Okay, that peg that keeps popping off, I'm going to lay the yarn in the hole and push this down over it. It might take a little bit more pushing. But it's not going to pop off again. Okay, I need 2 knit stitches. E-wrap, E-wrap. Knit them off. My next 2 stitches are purl. So I take it to the bottom, closest to the rim, go under the old, over the new, turn my hook and pull it up. Take both of them off, put the big loop back on, tighten it up a little bit. Go under the old, over the new, stay in the groove, turn my hook and pull it out. Put the big loop back on, snug it up. My next 2 stitches are knit stitches because they're not marked. E-wrap 1, E-wrap 2. Okay, I'm going to go around again. Now my old yarn is the blue and my new yarn is the light color. I'm only using 2 colors for clarification, for clarity. Okay, so I take my new yarn. It's marked as a purl stitch. See, there's my mark. My mark. So I purl it. I bring my yarn to the bottom. Go under the old, over the new, twist it and pull it out. Take both of them off, put that big loop back on, and pull it tight. Sorry about the sniffles. Old yarn. It's a purl. Put it down at the bottom. Go under the old, over the new, twist it, and pull it out. Take both loops off, put the big one back on, and pull it tight. 2 knit stitches, because there's no mark. I E-wrap 1, E-wrap 2. Hold it, knit it off, knit it off. 2 purl stitches, under the old, over the new, twist it, and pull it out. Another purl, under the old, over the new, twist it, and pull it up. Take it off, put the big loop back on. E-wrap 2 knit stitches, hold it, knit them off, and we're back to 2 more purl. So we go under the old, over the new, twist the hook, and pull it out. Take them both off, put the big one back on. The big one or the new working yarn. Under the old, over the working yarn, pull it up, take it off, put the working yarn loop back on, and pull it. 2 knit stitches. E-wrap 1, 2. You just keep doing that until you get the length that you want. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. For a hat, I would use probably between 2 and 3 inches. Wider, longer, if you want a wider brim. It's totally customizable. And then if you want to start knitting the rest of your hat, you just continue around with your E-wrap stitch, or whichever stitch you're using. I'm just going to do an E-wrap around this time to show you how easy it is to go from a rib stitch to any other stitch. Just follow your stitch pattern. Mine is just E-wraps. And when I do my E-wraps, I just barely pull enough up to get it over the peg. Okay, I've got a couple more here to do to get back to the beginning. And there we go. We've got it. So now you can knit for as long as you want. You'll finish your project. The rib stitch is perfect for fingerless gloves, hats, maybe not so much for blankets, because as you can see, it shrinks the edging a little bit. This is a 2x2 rib, regular knitting, and followed by a 2x2 rib. Thank you.